Hey guys, what is up? It's Dusty here, and welcome back to another crypto video. And just now, we attended the Ripple hearing, or basically the lawsuit ordeal of today. You guys know what I'm talking about. Ripple just met with the SEC and a judge, and they went to talk about some stuff. And what stuff, you might ask? Well, actually, that is what I want to talk about today. I want to talk exactly about what they discussed and what the conclusion was. But let me give you guys the quick conclusion straight off the bat to leave you not waiting. They did not conclude what we expected because they couldn't get to it just quite yet. The judge was too confused. Now, it started off really quite slowly. We listened to the full thing. I talked to you guys all the way through the process. We didn't live stream it, the real sound itself, but we did go over everything. It started off with just Ripple's side. They basically just explained why they think, from one part, it is unfair that the SEC can issue MOUs, Memorandum of Understanding. What the SEC is actually doing is forcing, once more, these are Ripple's words, forcing these foreign regulators to hand over documents regarding Ripple. And this forcing here is a key element. Now, Ripple has also said that they are not against this whole process, but what they're doing should have been done before they were actually in the current phase. Basically, they had so many years to prepare all of this. Why didn't they do it up front? Why did they go through such a strange lawsuit process to only now try to speed things up in a strange fashion by using these MOUs? Ripple just doesn't get it, and Ripple believes that because right now they are in the discovery phase, they should have a level playing field. They should be able to use the exact same measures to get information on each other, because right now, if Ripple wants to get the same information, which they also say the SEC has been trying to hide from them, they have to go through a very long process, while the SEC can just demand it quite quickly, and they find it unfair, which is really understandable, right? The SEC had really a long time to ask all this information. They didn't do it. It's only now that they're starting to do it. And you're going to question yourself, like, why didn't do it a couple of months prior? Why didn't do it a couple of years prior? Why now? It's definitely something I can question as well. Another point Ripple likes to bring up is, well, you know that specifically XRP transactions outside the US are outside of your jurisdiction anyway. And we've given you the records that you need. Why ask even? Why go there? Why do you need that type of stuff? A lot of the questions they're asking the foreign regulators are huge, burdensome things, and the way they went about it now, it is not refusable. They cannot they cannot refuse giving the information because it is a thing which the U.S. government has with different governments. It's just a bond, basically, that they have with each other, where they are kind of obliged to give the information if they take it there. Obviously, it is not compulsory in essence, but in the end, in real, it is actually compulsory. They can't go about it. They have to hand over the information. And Ripple says that it's threatening to their business because the SEC is using this to destroy their connections or destroy them because, well, none of these companies want to work or have to do with Ripple anymore, and they don't want to comply or help Ripple in a positive way because they just don't want to be involved with the freaking US SEC. Once more, that is really understandable. Then the US SEC lawyer came in after the judge interfered and asked a couple of questions. It's not too relevant, though. I'm giving you guys a good summary here, I think. The lawyer from the US SEC came in, talked really fast, not really too certain of his issue. The court asked him 3 times to slow it down, which I found really interesting. And he basically concluded, well, we're not, nothing that we do is compulsory. We're doing this because we want to do it as speedy as possible, which is not what Ripple wants. Ripple wants this whole lawsuit to go speedy, but they want it to go speedy when it profits them. They wanted to go speedy so that we can't get the information. And they basically, again, asked the judge to just decline this motion, where, again, Ripple's main core is to get the SEC to stop using this info, or at least to stop harassing, sort of, the foreign regulators. The SEC is saying, well, don't do it because it's just speeding things up. We have the right to do it. We're using it because it's speeding things up, and that's it. Why not? Why go through such a hassle process when this is what we do? We have these agreements for specifically that reason. And I also want to say on the SEC side here, they have a point. They have the right to do it, and they can, so, okay. But then again, should you? And I'm going to say the judge now has to make a choice. Does she want to go for fair, which is basically Ripple side, giving them a level playing field where just Ripple and the SEC are on equal footings here and they can do in the discovery phase exactly what the others can? Or do they want to rule in favor of speed, where the SEC has to do whatever they want, but just hand over all the documents as well? Because 2 things are also kind of omitted here. One is that the SEC has gone outside of the court procedure to actually get this information. The MOU, the way they got the information now regarding Ripple, is going outside the US. And they said, Ripple, that they had to wait and ask quite a lot of times before actually getting any information, and still not having received all the information, as to which the SEC replied, they said, we're going to give it to you. And Ripple said, okay, but it's taking a long time. Now, Ripple's also arguing here that the SEC is doing this deliberately to not wait and ask for court permission, which, again, can leave Ripple outside now. Ripple did not know they were filing all of this stuff until a lot later, because they didn't have to file this with the court. They didn't have to go through the normal procedure, which Ripple would. So if Ripple were to want to ask this information, it would have to go through the court, and the SEC would know about it. Now that the SEC did it, though, Ripple didn't have to know about it. And once more, they don't even have to give this information, apparently, because they're not doing it. They say they will, but they're trying to hide as much as they possibly can. And that is kind of point number 2. This lawsuit was also partially supposed to be, in my opinion, right, the way I understood it, about some of the documents which were hidden. But the SEC is saying, we've literally hidden nothing. We're going to give everything. We've not given proper summaries, but we've actually, we've given some proper summaries of things, but we just haven't given the details yet, but we will. And the judge just asked him, okay, a little bit about that, about the categorical, I guess way of storing things, the information, let's put it like that. And they basically said, we will. And Ripple's saying, well, you've taken so long, you're not telling us everything that you're doing. That's not how the court's supposed to work. And that's, again, a back and forth. I tried to post a little summary right after it happened. You guys most likely also saw it as well, but I tried to do it in this video a little bit more elaborately. Jeremy Hogan also posted a couple interesting things. For example, congratulations, XP people. By the start of the hearing today, the telephonic system maxed out at 4K listeners. The court is very aware of the high interest in the case. Quote from Judge Netburn, mission accomplished. I need to finish up some pleadings and then home to video. Pretty damn interesting, guys. It was definitely quite interesting. And Rob XRP also posted every part that was important. Let's quickly go over this one. I listened to the whole entire thing this time, by the way. The judge has read all the letters about the SEC using the MOU process to get information from overseas regulators. Ripple defense is starting, saying that the SEC has abused the court process and has bypassed it. It was okay to use the MOU before lawsuit. The SEC is not a super litigant. Defense asked multiple times for the SEC to stop, yet they continued. The defense kept requesting information from the SEC, but they only just now provided info. The SEC use of MOU is one-sided. The defense does not have the mechanism in justice like this. Judge is saying that the problem rarely comes up. Almost no previous cases this has occurred. They are now talking about a case where something like the similar occurred. And the judge specifically actually asked the lawyer from Ripple's side, specifically I think Chris Larson's lawyer from Paul Wise, if he knew about the case. He said yes, and he went on to explain what the differences were of it. Defense, the SEC can force outside international regulators through a treaty to get information. By the way, if you want all the info, just go watch this, right? There's a full live stream here, and you don't have to watch the entire thing. Just scroll through a little bit for parts you find interesting or think, hey, I need to hear about that. Or just scroll through to like the 1 hour and 20-minute mark to the conclusion, basically. Judge is saying that this problem rarely comes up, almost no previous cases. The SEC can force outside international regulators through a treaty to get information. The use of the US government to get information, this is not fair for the defense as they do not have this type of power. Defense, this should be a level playing field. All rules from the court should be followed. All parties should abide by the same rules. Defense, what the SEC is doing is totally outside federal court rules. We did not find out about this until an outside party told us the SEC was trying to get information from them. Had they known about this, they could have followed rules from the court. This is the entire overseas campaign to get information. This is an entire overseas campaign. It's actually, they said it's a really huge campaign overseas to get info. This is not how the court system works because partially they have also given the information. Our clients already told the SEC about our overseas transactions, yet the SEC went outside the rules to get information without following rules of the court. They should follow the same rules that we do. We ask you to order that the SEC goes to the same rules, and the second lawyer, which is basically Ripple's lawyer, said they have bypassed the court rules by using the MOU process, and once that information, they can skew it without following the rules. What this part is about is they actually try to use all the information they've gathered only in their own benefit, which is logical, but they don't present all the evidence is what they're afraid about. A part of this was also, we need to keep our discovery schedule on point as the SEC lawsuit has heavily damaged XRP and Ripple. Third-party hedge fund, or third parties like us, hedge fund, businesses using Ripple have stopped. Now businesses not under US SEC regulation are now being affected by MOU. And I think that was actually the most important part from Ripple's side. It basically comes down to going back and forth about whether or not this is allowed to. The judge didn't actually know what to talk about, or sorry guys, how to respond to all of this, which is why it ended out being a judge saying, well, we'll take everything into consideration. We will not have a response today. We will have it maybe later today or tomorrow. She's going to look through everything that we just said because it's all written down, right? She can look into it, read exactly what both opinions were. Even though she's read all the papers already, it sometimes takes a little bit for somebody to decide something, right? It's logical though. You can't decide everything within one day, and specifically in a case of this much importance, yeah, she just wanted to, really take her time a little bit, go over all the facts given, and then give her judgment, and I don't blame her, all right? I think overall it's actually quite bullish on XRP. If she really wanted to side with the SEC, she would have done it already by now, most likely. And again, siding with Ripple is not necessarily a snap like that, because I can get the SEC side of things where they have the power. And once more, we're just going to see. I think all of this is still bullish for XRP, though. I don't really care. I'm still hodling. I'm still excited. All the people who sold at the bottom, well, there you go. We're already up again. Let's quickly see how much. We're already up again about 3-4%, maximum about 6.5%. So, yeah, a lot of people were saying, oh, I'm selling it right here. I'm selling it right here. Yeah, I never sell the dip. But again, that is just me. Hopefully you guys enjoyed this video. If you did, make sure you press the like button and subscribe. Bybit is the exchange I'm using to trade on. As you guys know, a link is down below. And I'll see you guys again in another crypto update very soon here.